Ladies and gentlemen, please breathe in and hold it. Feel the air turn to fire in your chest. Now let it out, slow, like a predator who just decided to hunt. You went quiet, and that's when they started to panic. That silence, not weakness. That silence was a detonator. You stopped posting, stopped responding, stopped defending, stopped explaining, and the world, their world, went deafening with fear. They refreshed your page. Nothing. They checked their phones. Nothing. They listened for your footsteps. Nothing. And in that nothing, they heard everything they'd done. You went quiet, and that's when they started to panic. This is not a pep talk. This is a war drum. This is a psychological invasion. I'm not here to soothe you. I'm here to activate you. Listen close. The human brain is wired to fear absence. They need your noise to feel safe. They need your reaction to feel real. They need your attention to exist. So you starved them. You cut the supply. You went dark. And their ego began to devour itself. I'm going to tell you a story, fast, like a knife. Boy named Jax. Small town, big mouth, everybody's friend, everybody's punchline, parties, laughs, group chat, full of memes that looked like him but weren't him. One night, they left him stranded. 2 hours from home, phone dead, wallet empty. For a joke, for content, he laughed it off. Inside, something broke. Not his heart, his chains. He went quiet. No replies. No stories. No selfies. Just disappeared. First week, they joked he was but hurt. Second week, they started dimming. You good? Third week, the group chat died. Fourth week, they started posting throwbacks, tagging him, begging for a response. Nothing. Month 3. He re-emerges. Leaner, sharper, owning a gym, driving a truck paid in cash. Arms like artillery, eyes like scopes. They showed up, smiling, nervous. He nodded once, and walked past them like ghosts. They panicked, because in his silence they heard the truth. They were never the main character. He was. You went quiet, and that's when they started to panic. Now you feel the room. Feel the energy drop when you stop texting back. Feel the temperature rise when you stop explaining. Feel the anxiety in their voice when they realize you're not asking anymore. That is power. That is control. That is warfare without a single punch. I'm planting a code in your nervous system. Listen, the moment you go quiet, their minds start writing stories about you. Stories they can't control. Stories that keep them up at night. You are not ghosting. You are haunting. Repeat this. I do not owe you a performance. I do not owe you an explanation. I do not exist to regulate your insecurity. Again, louder. until your bones vibrate. I do not owe you a performance. I do not owe you an explanation. I do not exist to regulate your insecurity. Good. Now here's the neuroscience they use to get a dopamine hit from your reaction. Every time you replied, they got high. Every time you defended, they got taller. You cut the drip. Now they're in withdrawal, shaking, sweating, checking your last scene like a druggie counting pills. They're not worried about you. They're worried about losing their fix. And that is when you strike, not with words, with results. Story 2. Woman named Sage. Corporate cage. Male managers who called her sweetheart while stealing her ideas. She smiled, nodded, took notes, went quiet. Not a single email. After 5 p.m., not a single word in meetings unless asked. Not a single defense when they took credit. They called her disengaged. They called her washed. They planned her demotion party. 6 months later, Sage launches her own firm. Same clients, better prices. Her old company loses 40% revenue in a quarter. They invited her back with equity. She sent a gif of a closing door. You went quiet, and that's when they started to panic. It's not magic. It's momentum. Here's how you install it. Phase 1, disappear. Log out. Mute. Block. Go invisible. Make them guess if you're alive. Phase 2, devour input. Books, podcasts, courses, lift, run, fast. No posts, no proof, just progress. Phase 3, emerge different. New body, new bank account, new energy, same name, new identity. Phase 4, ignore. Don't explain. Don't debate. Don't even look back. Your silence is a mirror. They'll see their own reflection and shatter. Story 3, kid in detention. Name, Jay. Teachers said delinquent. Cops said statistic. Jay stopped talking, stopped arguing, started writing. Pages, notebooks, whole worlds. Year later, book deal, Netflix series. The same teacher who called him lost asked for a blurb. Jay said nothing, just sent a copy with a note. Page 247, that's you. You went quiet, and that's when they started to panic. Now, feel this. They thought you needed them to clap. They thought you needed them to see you. They thought you needed them to validate your existence. But you don't need an audience. You are the show. I'm going to give you a mantra. Speak it like a battle cry. I do not break silence. Silence breaks them. Again, I do not break silence. Silence breaks them. Again, until your reflection believes it. Now, the subconscious implant. Every time you think about them, you'll feel a rush of calm. Not anger. Calm, Because calm is the ultimate flex. Every time you want to reply, you'll smile instead. The smile will trigger a memory, this moment, this command, and you'll stay quiet, and they'll feel it, like a shiver, like a warning. You went quiet, and that's when they started to panic. But here's the twist. This isn't about them. It never was. The quiet is for you. The silence is a reset. The disappearance is a renaissance. They panic because they realize they were never the reason you existed. They were just noise. And you're done with noise. You're done performing. You're done pleasing. You're done bleeding for an audience that applauds your pain. Final story. The legend of the wolf. The pack howled. The lone wolf walked away. They laughed. He'll die without us. Weeks passed. They found tracks. Bigger, claw marks, deeper, prey, freshly killed. They followed the scent, found the wolf, not alone, surrounded by his own pack, bigger, stronger, built in silence. They panicked. They howled for him to return. He didn't even look back. You are that wolf. Final command for the next 30 days. No explanations. No arguments. No social media defense. Just work. Just build. Just become. And when you return, if you return, they won't ask where you went. They'll ask if there's room in your world. And you'll smile, the same smile from earlier, the smile that says, I built this while you were busy watching me leave. You went quiet, and that's when they started to panic. Now go, become the silence that breaks them